You're listening to KPFT Houston, 90.1 on the dial. If you're listening to us down on the island, catch us at 89.5. Our friends up in the piney woods of East Texas, 91.9. It is time for Songwriter Studio. I am your host, Tom Tranchilla. And with us behind the glass, as every week, our engineer, Mr. Lloyd Daniel. Just letting the listening audience know, if you like what we do here at KPFT, Songwriter Studio has been on the air. We are now in our 15th year. KPFT has been on the air for 52 years. If you like what we do, bringing you the independent artists, the news you won't hear anywhere else, please pick up that phone and call 713-526-5738. That number again, 713-526-5738. It is my pleasure and my honor to bring onto the show Mr. David Hanshaw, current Vice President of the HSA, the Houston Songwriters Association. And we haven't had an interview with the Houston Songwriters Association in a while. Glad to have you on the show, David Hanshaw.
Well, thank you, Tom. It's a real pleasure to be here. I'd like to thank you for bringing us on. I guess I would like to introduce the board. The HSA Board of Directors is President Jay Harris, Secretary Patricia Bishop, Andrew Fisher, Danny Liggett, myself as Vice President, Anna Beavers as Treasurer, and Buddy Trotter as a board member.
David, tell us a little bit about the history. We talked before the show. I was a member for many years of the HSA, and long before I joined, the inception started when? Give us a little background history.
Houston Songwriters Association is a nonprofit 501 organized in the greater Houston area and has been serving the area since 1989. We originally started in Richmond, Texas, and we were called the Fort Bend Songwriters Association. The name was changed to the Houston Fort Bend Songwriters Association to better reflect the area-wide demographics of the members. January 1st of 2008, it was changed to its present name of Houston Songwriters Association.
Now, David, you've got monthly meetings, and since the pandemic has gone to virtual, tell us a little bit about how that's worked out and how they go about choosing the Song of the Month.
Okay, well, we do everything online. We log in and we upload our songs with our lyrics. Each one of us goes in and critiques the songs that are on the list, and then we go back and we have a voting section. So what it does is it starts with the upload of the songs and the lyrics, then we have the comments, and then we come back and we do the voting. Then the voting is tallied, and then we announce the winners every month. And
at the end of the year, you have Song of the Year, correct?
That's correct. We have Song of the Year, we have Collaboration of the Year, we have Songwriter of the Year, and then we have an annual December Christmas party to announce it and give the awards.
I'll tell you what, you've selected 10 songs from this past year, Song of the Month. And why don't you start out with the first track we've got queued up, Goodwill Shoes. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, Goodwill Shoes is written by Warren Hanson. He's a former head of the Houston chapter of the NSAI, which is Nashville Songwriters Association International. And he's a retired author and illustrator and moved to Houston from Minnesota. This is a great little song. It's got a little comic twist to it. Really like it.
Joining us tonight on Songwriter Studio, Vice President of the HSA, David Hanshaw. And thank you so much for joining us tonight, David. We're going to go ahead and kick off the show with Goodwill Shoes by Warren Hanson.
I was standing on the corner with the cardboard sign, trying just to find a helping hand. My shoes so full of holes and the weather turning cold, my feet are like to freeze right where I stand. Then a woman passed and handed me $5. I said thank you and God bless as she drove away. Took these feet to the Goodwill store, now they won't be cold no more. Bought some new old shoes and had enough to pay. Now look who's wearing these Goodwill shoes. We've both seen better days and paid our dues. but wonder whose they used to be. Now it's me who's wearing these Goodwill shoes. Ba ba wa ba ba da ba da ba da wa ba ba da ba ba da ba wa ba ba da ba da ba da ba. Maybe they belong to someone rich and famous, and that good luck will rub off on me, who knows? Maybe Mr. Howard Hughes was the one who wore these shoes and tucked $100 bills into the toes. Maybe they belong to a scientific genius, with his head in the clouds and my shoes upon his feet. We might win the Nobel Prize, 'cause his feet are just my size. We could walk together down on Easy Street. Now look who's wearing these Goodwill shoes. We both seen better days and paid our dues. And I just can't help but wonder whose they used to be. Now it's me who's wearing these Goodwill shoes. Wa-pa-pa, wa-pa-pa-da, wa-pa-pa-da, wa-pa-pa-da-pa, ba-da-pa, wa-pa-pa-da-pa-da-pa-da-pa. Maybe they belong to a doctor or a lawyer, or the editor of a big city Tribune. Maybe they were bought by a famous astronaut to wear on feet that walked upon the moon. Now look who's wearing these Goodwill shoes. We've both seen better days and paid our dues. And I just can't help but wonder whose they used to be. Now it's me who's wearing these Goodwill shoes. And I just can't help but wonder whose they used to be. Now it's me who's wearing these Goodwill shoes. Wa-pa-pa, wa-pa-pa-da-pa-da-pa-da, wa-pa-pa-da-pa, ba-da-pa, wa-pa-pa-da-pa-da-pa-da-pa.
Warren Hansen, Goodwill Shoes. Great song, great harmonies, excellent melody. If you're just tuning in, David Hanshaw is our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio, bringing in some of his hand-picked songs from the Houston Songwriters Association, the HSA, and great song, David.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, you've got these once a month. You meet, pick out the song of the month, and we talked earlier before the song break there about at the end of the year you have the Song of the Year. And can you let us know who won the Song of the Year this past year?
Well, Song of the Year was Warren Hansen for Goodwill Shoes. And then Songwriter of the Year was a split decision with Warren Hansen and Raymond Wyatt. And then we had a collaboration was David and Kelly Hanshaw. And we had Paul Bodecker was a co-writer of one of the songs.
Now, if they would like to get involved in the HSA, join as a member, what is the procedure there? Do you have a website they can go to?
Yes, it's Houston Songwriters Association.net.
Easy enough.
You know, the annual dues of the membership to Houston Songwriters Association, initial membership is $40 and annual renewal is $35.
Can't beat that.
No, it's cheap.
And not to mention the people you meet through it. Now, in the future, do you expect them to start meeting live again? And what's the plans of that?
Well, we're going to meet live this month, but we had to opt out for a Zoom meeting. So we're going to do a Zoom meeting this month. But we're hoping in March that we might be able to get a live meeting.
Let's talk about the second track that you've chosen and brought in, Sinner's Tree by Andrew Fisher. Tell us a little bit about this song.
Yeah, Sinner's Tree. Now, this is a little bit of a contrast because it's just mostly acoustic just by itself without too much production. It's written by Andrew Fisher. It's a great little acoustic number. It's a singer-songwriter classic.
As we mentioned earlier, this is Songwriter Studio and KPFT's Fund Drive. If you like what we do representing the independent artists, please pick up that phone and dial 713-526-5738. We've got all kinds of gifts to offer, and the operator can tell you about that. We've got the KPFT Studio Sessions 3-CD set, Picker Poets 1985 3-CD set, live, the Juneteenth Blues Festival, Baker's Dozen, We've got an incredible amount of gifts for you, the listener. So pick up that phone, dial 713-526-5738. Let's listen to Sinner's Tree right now, Andrew Fisher.
When I die, bury me underneath the sinner's tree and cover my bones so they can sleep there for all eternity. And then for God's sake, forget this sinner's soul. And for God's sake, forget this sinner's soul. Please don't say no prayer for me underneath the sinner's tree, and don't carve no stone for all to see, 'cause I won't ever rest in peace. Just for God's sake, forget this sinner's soul. And for God's sake, forget this sinner's soul. I never meant to do you wrong. Yes, I swear upon this song, if I ever caused you pain, ooh, well, I promise it will never happen again. God's sake. When I die, bury me underneath the sinner's tree and cover my bones so they can sleep there for all eternity.
Andrew Fisher, Sinner's Tree. If you're just joining us, David Hanshaw is our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio, talking a little bit about the HSA, the Houston Songwriters Association. He brought in tracks from the monthly winners of 2021. Great song. Excellent finger picking there, Andrew. Let's talk about the next track you've got queued up in here, Things My Mama Saved. Go ahead, David.
Oh, yeah. This song was written by Raymond Wyatt, and Raymond Wyatt is the Songwriter of the Year for last year. This was produced in a studio. This is a studio cut, and it was actually released to radio in Nashville. So this is a good cut.
Ray's a great songwriter. He's been our guest here on Songwriter Studio before, and I'm anxious. I have not heard this track. Let's listen to it right now. This is Raymond Wyatt. The name of this song, Things My Mama Saved.
There comes a time in every life when things come to an end, and they pack up your belongings and they pass them to a friend, or maybe to your children if they haven't misbehaved. Here are some of the many things that my mama saved. Pair of wooden castanets, a sterling silver set, never moved from the piano or graced a table yet. Pictures from vacation, all bound up in a book, hidden on a closet shelf without a second look. A bottle of French champagne she kept under right occasion that she never got to drink. A box of costume jewelry she treasured more than gold. It never saw the light of day once she'd gotten old. Among the ancient keepsakes that she kept close to her heart, stacks of faded photographs with which she'd never part. Of all the precious treasures and the sacred memories, the most important thing I think my mama saved was me. 100 pieces of Tupperware without their matching tops, a random set of jelly jars to measure out her shots, a million tangled hangers and an Elvis TV tray, little scraps of Christmas wrap too nice to throw away. Save me from the clutches of the Harris County Jail, drag me from the gutter when I stumbled for a spell, handed me a Bible so my foolish eyes could see my wasted, worthless life was still worth saving. So if one day you find yourself saddled with this chore, consider it a blessing, nothing less and nothing more. With all the dust and clutter that you had to stumble through, remember the most important thing your mama saved was you. Among the ancient keepsakes that she kept close to her heart, stacks of faded photographs with which she'd never part. Of all the dust and clutter that she had to stumble through, the most important thing you'll see your mama say was you. The most important thing you'll see your mama say was you.
Raymond Wyatt, Things My Mama Saved. Song of the Month, sometime in 2021. If you're just tuning in, David Hanshaw is our guest, Vice President of the Houston Songwriters Association, and we are airing some of the songs that were Song of the Month. Isn't that correct, David?
That is correct. Now, the last song that was played, Things My Mama Saved, was actually not only Song of the Month, but Song of the Year, and was written by Raymond Wyatt and Paul Bodecker. I failed to mention that.
Co-written by Paul Bodecker, who we have queued up for the next song.
Right. Midnight Madonna is also a Song of the Month. I think it made Song of the year before that, and is written by Mr. Paul Bodecker.
Let's listen to that track right now. You are listening to Songwriter Studio, and we are interviewing David Hanshaw tonight, who brought in special tracks from the HSA's Songwriters of the Month. Let's listen to Paul Bodecker, Midnight Madonna.
Who has the next dance with the Midnight Madonna? Make-believe romance that's second to none. She told me you never quite get what you came for. Luck ain't a lady when love ain't around, and Midnight Madonna is in a calico gown. She likes the wild-eyed, rough-riding cowboy type. Once had a lover, all but love let her down. He left and she cried, and something busted inside. She walks the shadows on the night side of town. midnight Madonna in her calico gown. And who have the next dance with the midnight Madonna? Make-believe romance that's second to none. Well, she told me you never quite get what you came for. But luck ain't a lady when love ain't around. And midnight Madonna is in a calico gown. She'll take what you give her for the time you spend with her, lift you up and lay you so gently back down. But what haunts you mostly, a vision so ghostly to a weekend Madonna ain't nowhere around. It's as quiet as the rustle of a calico gown. And who has the next dance with the midnight Madonna? Make-believe romance that's second to none. She asked me point blank, did you get what you came for? Don't forget what you came for. Luck ain't a lady in a hot Texas town. When midnight Madonna is in her calico gown. And who have the next dance with the midnight Madonna? Make-believe romance that's second to none. Well, she told me you never quite get what you came for. But luck ain't a lady when love ain't around. And midnight Madonna is in her calico gown.
Paul Bodecker, Midnight Madonna. We're listening to songs that David Hanshaw brought into the show this evening, talking about the songs of the month of the HSA. And I guess this proves, David, that you don't have to go in and spend a lot of money on production to enter these songs. You can sit down with a guitar, record them, and present them monthly. Tell us a little bit about the procedure up there at the HSA.
Oh, yeah, we do this every month, and we... songwriters, what they'll do is they'll record their songs at home. Before we had live meetings, and so they would come in and some of us would actually play our songs at the meeting. But since we've had this COVID thing, we've done everything online. They would record their songs at home and then upload them in an MP3 and then upload their lyrics. And then we all would make comment on it to help give critiques. And then after that closed, we would all vote on them. Then we'd have the votes would be tallied, and they would issue the Song of the Month and the runner-up Song of the Month and the collaboration and so on.
And as we stated, the HSA has been around now for about 23 years. Can you tell us a little bit about the camaraderie and possibly, do you know the total members that are members of HSA currently?
I think we have about 75 members right now.
And I know that when I was an active member, I met a lot of people around the Houston area that have been long-time friends, and I'm sure that's very common.
Well, there's a lot of us out there, especially the ones that hang around the Hops House and kind of play our acoustic music. A lot of us have been members of the HSA. Yeah,
I'd like to talk briefly about the Hops House. They've been hosting, up until the pandemic, the monthly meetings. Are they still, or were they up until recently, Sunday afternoon meetings up at the Hops House?
Yeah, the second Sunday every month at the Hops House around 2 o'clock.
And when you go back live again, do you intend on going back to JP Hops House?
We do. We do. I mean, we really appreciate Jim and Pam supporting live music and supporting the songwriters, and they're just kind of a nest for us.
And have been for decades.
Yes, they have. Big supporters.
If you're just tuning in, you are listening to Songwriter Studio. David Hanshaw is our guest and telling us all about the HSA and the benefits, just like KPFT benefits the Houston listeners, giving you the songs, the news, the music, frankly, won't find anywhere else. So with that, we urge you to dial 713-526-5738. Basic membership, $40. You become a voting member of KPFT. We are part of the Pacifica network of stations. Nationwide, there are 5/6 active stations around the country, part of the Pacifica umbrella. We're going to move on to the next track selected here. Talk about Together, Anna Beavers.
Yeah, Together is a classic country, cowboy country period piece, written and sung by Anna Beavers. Anna's got such a unique period voice. I just love listening to her. She plays in a band called the Brazos River Pickers, which is a bluegrass band here locally, and they get out and play a lot of places.
Well, let's listen to Together by Anna Beavers.
She played fiddle on Saturday night beneath the mountain sky. He had an old beat-up guitar he longed to give a try. He hemmed and hawed and finally got the nerve to play along. He smiled at her, she smiled back, and they struck up a song. 'Cause some things just go together, like moonlight and mountain stars. Some loves will last forever, some things just go together, like a fiddle and an old guitar. Later that year in the early fall, he took her as his bride. They worked the fields and raised their kids together side by side. Saturday night when the sun set low, the kids would gather round. He'd take down her fiddle and his old guitar. Neighbors came from near and far to dance a jig and pass the jar. You could hear them clear across town. He often sat there on the porch after she passed on. He never played his guitar after she was gone. Then one evening he took it out and laid her fiddle by its side. He smiled as he looked at the setting sun, then leaned back and died. 'Cause some things just go together, like moonlight and mountain stars. Some loves will last forever, some things just go together, like a fiddle and an old guitar.
Together, Anna Beavers. Anna, you broke my heart there at the end. I wasn't expecting that. David, talk a little bit about, it's obvious that you welcome all genres, especially from bluegrass to blues to acoustic. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. We come from a wide variety of writers, and we encourage everybody. We've got some people that bring hip-hop in, and younger people that bring in just, kind of pop songs. We really encourage everyone to come and join. We want a wide variety of material, and we really appreciate all music.
Let's talk about the next song we've got queued up here, If You. This is from Graham and Helen Hall. Tell us a little bit about this song.
Oh, yeah. This is a rocker. This is one that I really like. Graham is from the UK. His band did this remotely.
Well, let's listen to that track right now. This is If You, Graham and Helen Hall.
This all meant something once. Now our minds are somewhere else. We all seem content to wallow in the poverty of our wealth. We pretend to search for changes while everything remains the same. People all through the ages seduced by celebrity and fame. Meanwhile, the truth hides somewhere else. Maybe you gotta lose yourself to find that if you don't love me now, if you don't wanna change, we ain't gonna work this out. If you won't turn the page, you say you don't want pain and sorrow, but you don't understand. We won't build a better tomorrow. You won't reach out and take my hand. You don't even see me now, even when I scream and shout. If you don't love me now. In our own minds we are number one. To the world we're just someone else. And we don't see the irrelevance of the importance we place in ourselves. We all hate compromising, focus on personal gain, continually strategizing on being at the top of our game. Meanwhile, the truth hides somewhere else. Maybe you gotta lose yourself to find that if you don't love me now, if you don't wanna change, we ain't gonna work this out. If you won't turn the page, you say you don't want pain and sorrow, but you don't understand. We won't build a better tomorrow if you won't reach out and take my hand. You don't even see me now, even when I scream and shout. If you don't love me now.
Graham and Helen Hall, If You. Great song. Fairly highly produced. David, we talked about you don't have to have the produced songs. You could submit as simple as a vocal and a guitar. Bring it in.
That's right. When Pat Bishop used to bring her songs in, and she used to just speak her lyrics at the meetings, so you can even do that. Just talk the lyrics. You don't even have to have a guitar.
Pat, we miss you. Hopefully we can get back live into a building again, bring you in live on the studio. She's been on the show numerous times over the years talking about the HSA and songwriting, and she's a wonderful woman. We miss you, Pat. If you're just tuning in, we are in Fun Drive. Please go to that phone, 713-526-5738. KPFT comes to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have for 52 years. We are 100% listener supported, and we do need your support to keep this station on the air. 713-526-5738. Or go to kpft.org, hit that tip jar. Make sure your donations come to Songwriter Studio. David Hanshaw, our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio. Let's talk a little bit about the next selection we have queued up, Parade by Jay Harris.
Yeah, Parade was written by Jay Harris, our president, and this is a song about just hardship and recovering and just pushing through bad things that happen to you. It's a really good song.
Let's listen to that song right now. Parade, Jay Harris.
I hit this world with a scream and a yell. Gonna blaze a trail, change the world, you never can tell. With those dreams, I found a real fine wife. Built the house, raised the kids, set for life. Then drinking days, drove them all away. I'd had enough, so I learned to live for just one day. Yeah, I got knocked down, lower than I'd been. And I knew right then the time had come to sink or swim. They're back in my life, I pray to stay. Ain't no big thing, just a little rain on my parade. Well, I knew old Joe at the grocery store. He sacked the bags, cleaned the aisles just as told. Then a man said, hey, boy, you eyeing my wife. He came for Joe to hurt him bad with a big old knife. Joe was all cut up, nothing he could do. All because he didn't look much like me or you. Well, he knows it ain't right, but hell, he's gonna try. It's hard for some to see the world through his eyes. Says he's better than most, got it made in the shade. Ain't no big thing, it was just a little rain on his parade. We make plans to live our lives, most of the time it goes just right. But some days you get knocked down and you wanna cry. Hard times are real, it's understood, so we have to find the good. The world is laid right out before our sleepy eyes. Well, they had a little bar in the neighborhood. It wasn't much, they made it work, we knew they would. Then a big storm came, shut them down. Not just them, but every bar in this big old town. Then the sun came out, was there ever a doubt? They looked up and smiled to God, they were still around. Now they're doing alright, better than okay. In fact, compared to most, they think they've got it made. It was a rocky time, man, they were afraid. But no big thing, it was just a little rain on their parade. No big thing, it was just a little rain on their parade. Yeah, no big thing, it was just a little rain on their parade.
Jay Harris, Parade. Clever song.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that's different. It's not your typical tempo and or chord structure. I guess that's...
He's got some really unique stuff he throws at you.
Absolutely. This one was heavily bass-driven as well. Let's talk about Melanie Broussard. The next track we've got queued up, Darkness, Get Behind Me.
Sure. Can I back up on Parade?
Certainly.
Jay Harris. Jay has arranged to have Rodney Crowell actually do a Zoom session with us as soon as we go back to the live meeting.
Oh, fantastic. Well, what an honor that'll be. Real quick, David, how do these folks join? We talked about it earlier in case they missed it.
Well, you can go online and join at our website, which is HoustonSongwriters.net, or you can contact us through the website to make arrangements to join that way, or you can pop in on a meeting on a second Sunday of the month, when we start doing them again, and then just contact one of us while we're doing the meeting.
And hopefully they will be at J.P. Hop's house.
J.P. Hop's house.
South Highway 6. I believe the address is 2617. I may be wrong.
I don't know the address. I know there's a donut shop.
Right in between McDonald's and Shipley's Donuts.
That's right, Shipley's Donuts. That's how we find it.
Let's go ahead and listen to this Melanie Broussard track right now, Darkness, Get Behind Me. You want to give the listening audience a little heads up on this track?
Well, this track is Melanie does all this herself in the back bedroom. She records this in her own home studio. And this song, I don't believe, actually made Song of the Month, but we just liked it, so we decided to put it on the list.
Let's listen to that track right now, Darkness, Get Behind Me.
Darkness, get behind me. Whoa, whoa, darkness, get behind me. Whoa, darkness, get behind me. Whoa, darkness, get behind me. Whoa, darkness, get behind me.
Melanie Broussard, Darkness, Get Behind Me. Home recording, great job, Melanie. If you're just tuning in, we've got David Hanshaw, Vice President of the HSA, our guest tonight on Songwriter Studio. David, let's talk a little bit about Slow Dance With Me. This is our good friend Patricia Bishop along with Jesse Navarro.
Yeah, that's a co-write, and Patricia writes the lyrics, and Jesse arranges and writes the music. So this is a kind of an example of what if you are just a writer of lyrics, or you're just an instrumentalist and you need someone to write lyrics for your songs. The group, the Houston Songwriters Association, is a great way to hook up with somebody that you can collaborate with. They've actually won awards. They got the best jazz song in October 2021 with the Academy Music Awards in Los Angeles, California, for the song "Dreams and Memories."
Oh, wow! Congrats!
Best R&B song Soul of the Month for January of 2022 for the same association. So they're coming up.
That sounds wonderful.
This is a song about just remembering the love that was in your life. Trying to rekindle the fire.
Let's listen to this track right now. Slow Dance With Me, Patricia Bishop, Jesse Navarro.
Here we are again, sitting on the couch, wondering what to do in this empty house. Well, let's go back when it was just you and I, planning our lives through innocent eyes. I can show you how we can do it right now. Slow dance with me, put some Elvis on. Slow dance with me, hold me in your arms. Whispering words our hearts used to say, take us back to yesterday. We'll rewind to when we were around the clock lovers. Not a care in the world, waiting on each other. I can show you how we can do it right now. Slow dance with me, put some Conway on. Slow dance with me, hold me in your arms. Remembering when we made time to play, take us back to yesterday. We'll turn the world off, dim the lights low, just the two of us, never needing much, love was always enough. Slow dance with me, put some Ray Charles on. Slow dance with me, hold me in your arms, recapturing dreams along the way. Take us back to yesterday, recapturing dreams along the way. Take us back to yesterday. Slow dance with me, put some Willie on. Slow dance with me, hold me in your arms. Slow dance with me. Slow dance with me, take us back to yesterday.
Jesse Navarro, co-write with Patricia Bishop, Slow Dance With Me. Great song.
I'd like to make a correction about we have on the Songs of the Year and Songwriters of the Year, Goodwill Shoes was Song of the Year, and tied with Things My Mama Say, which was Songs of the Year. Goodwill Shoes was written by Warren Hansen, and Things My Mama Say was written by Raymond Wyatt and Paul Bodecker. And then we had the Collaboration of the Year, which was the song Every Day is Christmas, that was written by David Hanshaw and Kelly Hanshaw.
David, thank you so much for being our guest on Songwriter Studio, and much luck with the HSA. Let's hope it goes on for another 30 years. Real quick, what is the contact if they want to join?
That is contact on the HSA, HoustonSongwriters.net, and then you go to contact at HoustonSongwriters.net, and you can email your interest in joining.
Thank you so much for being our guest this evening, and please pick up that phone and dial 713-526-5738. Thanks again, Mr. Lloyd Daniel, for the use of Songwriter Studios. Stick around. Up next, we have Irish Hairs, followed by the Bluegrass Depot. And we're going to close this show out with Ron Rost's song, See the World with Me. Thank you so much for being our guest on Songwriter Studio, David, and we will see you all next week.
I wanna be where the sun is shining. I wanna go where the wind blows free. I wanna sail on the deep blue ocean. Won't you climb aboard, see the world with me? We can dance around the Windward Islands, skip our way on down to Martinique, down the waters off of St. Lucia, make it to Barbados and spend the week. I wanna be where the sun is shining. I wanna go where the wind blows free. I wanna sail on the deep blue ocean. Won't you climb aboard, see the world with me? We'll ride the wind as far as it will take us, set no limit on our destiny. You and I will build a world in splendor, cherish paradise and truly live the dream. We can bathe under the stars at midnight, gather chairs and walk the white sand beaches, stop for breakfast in Gaza Blanca, mark a month of Sundays in the Gulf of Cadiz. I wanna be where the sun is shining. I wanna go where the wind blows free. I wanna sail on the deep blue ocean. Won't you climb aboard to see the world with me? I wanna be where the sun is shining. I wanna go where the wind blows free. I wanna sail on the deep blue ocean. Won't you climb aboard, see the world with me? Won't you climb aboard, see the world with me? Won't you climb aboard and see the world